So, I'm Scarlett, and I used to be a senior accountant at this fancy real estate firm in Seattle. 7 years of grinding, late nights, making the company look golden. Then my boss, Mason, pulls me into his office and slides termination papers across his desk like it's a damn movie. "You're either with us or you're out," he says, smirking. My crime? I wouldn't fudge the numbers for a big audit. See, for months, Mason had been pushing me to tweak financial reports. First, it was small stuff, reclassifying expenses to juice our quarterly earnings. I raised a flag, but he brushed it off as standard practice. Then it got dirtier. Create a fake subsidiary to hide bad assets. I knew it was fraud, and I wasn't about to ruin my life for his bonus. I'd been smart, though. I'd saved every shady email, every Slack message where Mason and the CEO, Lucas, talked about creative accounting. At 35, I'd seen enough corporate BS to know where this was headed. So when I signed those termination papers, I didn't beg. I walked out, box of desk junk in hand, and saw my coworker Chloe tearing up. Security blocked her from saying goodbye. Cold, right? That night, my apartment turned into mission control. I spread out printed emails, financial docs, everything I'd collected. My ex Nathan always said I was too obsessive, but that's why our marriage tanked, not my career. Precision's my superpower. I drafted an email to the board, the auditors, and the company's legal team. No drama, just facts. Mason and Lucas were cooking the books, and I had the receipts. Hitting send was terrifying. Whistleblower? That's a dirty word in some circles. But when Chloe texted me that Mason was already interviewing my replacement, claiming I cracked under pressure, I knew I'd done the right thing. By morning, my phone was blowing up. The board's chair, Hannah, called me for an emergency meeting. I laid it all out, every dodgy directive, backed by my evidence. They were shook. 3 hours later, a press release dropped, Mason and Lucas suspended. The SEC was sniffing around. The office was chaos. Chloe said security hauled Mason out like a criminal. A week later, I got a creepy text from an unknown number. "Back off if you know what's good for you." Showed it to my lawyer. Then a reporter, Julian, reached out. He said this went beyond my company. Some big shot investors might be tied to the same tricks. Scary, but I wasn't stopping. Now, I'm consulting for a firm that values ethics, helping companies avoid this mess. Mason's facing fraud charges, and I'm finally free. But that text still bugs me. Was I right to keep pushing, or did I poke a bear I shouldn't have? What do you think?